Yo, what up guys? How's it going? And we are officially live on Twitch. And we are about to be live on YouTube. Here we go. Right, so the moment of truth. I set up a Twitter poll on my Twitter page, requesting that guys would what you guys would like to see I do a decide on. So it turns out Rambo received the most votes. So just give me a second guys, I'm just trying to set up and to just stream 100% work, and then I'll get started. Rambo it is. It's just
Rambo. Retro Kid.
okay, let me just check the stream on my phone, see if it's working, everything is running smoothly before I get started. Seems like everything's working here. Hello, Mr. Celso. How's it going, sir? Just give me a second. We'll start the tutorial in just a few brief minutes. I'm just trying to set up everything, making sure everything is running smooth. And then we'll get started. Okay. Let's build up some hype. Let's build up the hype for the Rambo guide. One more thing before I start. All right. Okay, let me just adjust the volume. Okay, that's fine. Perfect. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? Welcome everyone to the stream. Today, as requested by the people's choice on Twitter, so I put out a poll, a Twitter poll, right, with a list of different character slots that everyone can vote for, and it turns out everyone wants me to do a Rambo guide. So let us get started on that. So the basics. Very good, ChecXmate. Thank you so much, Mr. Celso from Brazil on the Facebook stream. So welcome everyone. So the basics, like I explained in my rain guide, if I learn a new character, right? Keeping in mind I have no first-hand experience online with Rambo yet, as much as I had with Rain, but it's good that I think it's good that I'm gonna learn this straight off the bat. Yes, last night I actually dabbled with him. I dabbled a little bit with these movesets and things like that, so I kind of know more or less where to go with this. So yeah, the basics. Let's highlight all the ones, all the X's in other words, and all the strings consisting of the ones. Okay, do it like this and like that. Okay, so now we got all the main strings of the ones. Okay, now let us just sorry guys, hiccup. Charlie Wolf, we have a Rambo guide. Hello, Mr. Charlie Wolf Gaming. Yes, the people's choice. This is the people's choice. Like I said, I put out the poll on Twitter, and people voted that they would like a Rambo guide. So this is straight off the bat. And yeah, let's get started. Okay. From this distance, you know, the set round distance where they say round 1 fight. You know, this is the distance set. So the first thing I look for if I'm learning a new character, like which I am right now, does he have a move that consists of good, like a good start of type of move, you know, something that's gonna make him reach his opponent when they say round 1 fight. Now let's check the buttons out. So standing 1, obviously not. Okay, that seems like a good, that's 18 frames. Okay, so that seems like a good wolf punishing command, because it covers a lot of space. Just off the tip of off the tip of his nose. All right, so standing and forward 1. Okay, so that was back 1, right? So this is standing 1, back 1, forward 1. Okay, down 1. All right, he's got a 7 frame downward. That is very good. 8 frame standing 1, and like I said, this is 18. This is 11 frames. Okay, so this alone tells me that this could be a potential wolf punishing move. This alone, all right, because it covers so much space. Right, so doesn't seem like we have anything that he can reach from regarding the ones, right? The X's, in other words, regarding the X strings or the 1 strings, he doesn't seem to have anything that can reach at this distance when the announcer says ready, round 1 fight, or whatever the case, right? So let's move on. Now we're gonna do close distance, right? Right, so now let's see what his strings are. On Facebook your voice sounds a bit buzzy, huh? Oh, okay, alright, okay, cool. Alright, continuing, sorry about that, I'm just reading the comments. Can you guys hear me clearly? I just want to check, test the sound. Can you guys hear me very clearly? I just want to check if you can, because I'm getting feedback that my voice sounds a bit buzzy apparently. Okay, anyway, moving on. So standing 1, right? So that is +3 on hit. Okay, sorry guys, I had to adjust my volume. Standing 1, +3 on hit. Okay, so as I said in my rain guide, if you somehow drop a combo like this with that +3, all you can do really is a down 1, right? If they block, obviously. If you ran that in the middle of combo, then you can just check them with that. Okay, cool. So now this move, this is a very good move. Let's see how far it reaches. Now, in order to determine loud and clear checkmate. Okay, cool. Thanks, Mr. Charlie Wolf Gaming, for confirming. Right, so yeah, so if you want to test the spacing of your strings or certain moves, right, I always do this, right? Then I dash once, dash twice, depending on how far I think the move can reach. So I stay up close, I move myself up close, I put myself there, and then I dash once. So his back 1 can reach with 1 dash spacing. So immediately that tells me that Rambo is a character that is meant to be in this neutral. He's meant to be up close and personal in your face, because as we know, Rambo, based on his movies, he's a very close combat character overall. So the back one will be able to reach. Cool. Let's see if the forward one. Okay, so the forward one not so much. Okay, but I still think it could be good for something at least. But this could possibly be his best stagger, but we'll check that out as we go along. Okay, we got the down one scenario. How far does it reach? Okay, let's place it here. And now, okay, it has some good reach. Okay, so the back one is about 13. Yeah, it's 13 hit advantage. So now that tells me I can go in for this with my 12 frame mid, which is the back 3. Okay, it's not listed on the strings list, but I'm just testing out the buttons on what makes sense, so to say. So if you randomly just hit your opponent like this, you are plus 13 on hit. So which means you have time to dash in and he has to block. Dash, boom, boom. He has to block. He cannot mash after that. You can check him like that. Alright. You can even let's see, plus 13, right? So okay. Yeah, you can check him with your forward one even. Alright, so that's even better. But for me personally, let's see if we can the back one. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let's take him off block first. Hold on. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Doesn't seem like we can jail, because it is plus 13 only, and there's quite a bit of a space. In certain strings you can actually jail from certain, if you somehow just drop something, then you can jail. But anyway, moving on. Now, speaking of jail, like I always say, Ek is here. Hello Mr. Panda, how's it going, sir? I hope you're well. Okay, so let's go over the down one once more time. Sorry. Once more time. Ugh, what's wrong with me? Okay, plus 13 as well. So that means I can jail with my standing one, right? Plus 13. So my 11 frame mid, my forward one, that can also be a check move, so to say. Back one, I wouldn't recommend it because it's only plus 13. So yeah, let's see, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So there's about a 5 frame window. If you want to check with this, there's like a 5 frame window. I wouldn't necessarily use it as a stagger really, because it's a lot on startup. That's my concern, because when it comes to online, and we all know our online's frames can be at times, you know, the timing for certain things, so that can throw you a bit off. So if you get a down one, you can either jail your standing one, or you can do your forward one, right? Or even your back 3, since it is 12 frames, and then, you know, you plus 13, so 12 frame, there's like a 1 frame gap that your opponent has to think, is he gonna mash, or is he gonna jump, or is he gonna is he gonna disrespect your turn, that type of thing. Cool. Now, so yeah, let me just see if I can jail my standing 2, which is 9 frame. Okay, cool. I actually like this string. It looks so good. It looks so good, but we'll get to that eventually. Right now, let him to stand. Right. Okay. So the 1. So it's 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. That seems to be like a good, not a hard knockdown, but let's just see something good. Okay. So you cannot cancel it basically. Oh wait. Okay. On the final hit, you cannot cancel it. Cool. Now, the minute I come across a string like this, that says to me that it is not necessarily a combo extender, so to say. Perhaps the first 2, you can use that as an extension, so that you can do maybe that, you know, to hit confirm into your launcher, which we'll get to in a minute. But now let's go on the deep, right? Oh shit. Okay, for some reason doesn't look like my stream is showing on YouTube. Can you guys still hear me? Let me just refresh my page. Sorry guys, I'm having some technical difficulties here. Let me just see. Okay, my YouTube page is refreshing. Just bear with me guys. All good on YouTube. Okay, cool. Alright. For some reason it showed I was offline. That's why I'm concerned. You see? Alright, moving on. So, 1-2-1 on block. Wow, that is very good. -2 on block. So, instantly, like I said in my rain video, if you control space, then you could get away with something like this. Okay, I'm gonna try something. Okay, hold on. Right, so now I'm gonna set him to react that specific string the minute he lets go of the minute he stops blocking. Okay. So let's go here. Okay, I want him to react now. String. Let's see. Okay, so he is. Right, so obviously he's gonna react immediately because I'm not giving myself space. So I'm gonna pretend I already did this on block, right? So now he's gonna come in. Now already you could see that was Rambo's furthest reaching normal that I'd set the computer to do. The fact that he whiffed the first hit already tells me that this string, this 1-2-1, tells me that this is a whiff punish string on block. Okay, cool. So now let's go over this again. So I did this and boom, right, just like that, whiff punish, because I backdashed and I did the back one, which I mentioned earlier is a very good whiff punishing string. Ba, ba. And just like that, there's your combo extender, right? So keep that in mind. However, there is pros and cons to this string. Okay, so here is, so I gave you the pros, here's the cons. It has a flawless block gap. Okay, now now you must be wondering, in a high level match you cannot just throw that out there, because if you follow somebody, you know, somebody like me that can flawless block this, you will get launched like that, you know what I mean? And apart from that, you will definitely lose your space. Like, notice when you flawless block, your spacing is not there. But notice when the computer doesn't flawless block, I'm -2 and I get my spacing so that I can move back and get that whiff punish. You know what I mean? Now, now you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, so what's the catch per se? The catch is fairly simple. As you can see there, there's a 1-2-1 string and there's a 1-2 grab string. Okay. Now, let's set him to stance hold. In fact, let's set him to down hold, because let's face it, in this game, it's instinct to just hold down and block, right? Like in the heat of the moment of a match, then you're just holding block there, right? So now you must think to yourself now, at which point am I going to actually use this thing? So let's go over this. So the down in a real match, say for instance, you get the down one, now you want to jail. Okay, so now this, the 1-2, the 1-2-1, etc. This becomes a mind game. So it's either the opponent is going to allow you to get the spacing that you want, or they are going to take the grab. Okay, which I'm pretty sure you can duck. Let's see. Yes, okay, so it's confirmed. The way to get past this, you just have to hold down, or you can even jump and get an optimal punish like that, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna set him the string, the grab. Okay, so I don't recommend you jump necessarily. Otherwise that's all you can really get, just a jump kick. But then you can get your punish if you duck it. Okay, okay, don't pay attention to what I'm following up with. I'm just trying to explain that what the purpose is, so to say, of the strings. Now so okay, so the mind game is, he's either gonna give you the spacing or he's gonna take the grab. And then notice how you are plus 15 and your 12 frame, you are literally within range to use your back 3, which is your 12 frame mid. Alright, so you could do this, and then try to meet you with you could go with this, you can even go with your back 2, which we'll get to in a second. Alright, so even with that, so you can, you know, let him block, and then you go with your back 3, whatever. But I will explain I will recommend which moves to use exactly for certain situations, okay? Because keeping in mind, in this game, once your opponent is on the floor, he has access to picking you off, and then you could possibly get wolf punished, you know what I mean? So you need to be careful with what you are going to meaty with. And now you're asking me, what do I use? What do I use to meaty? Right, so now let's find a move, okay? Hold on, just give myself space. Okay, so that is 31 on recovery, which means you are open for a punish if your opponent wakes up and then you are still recovering. So depending on what character you are fighting against, they could have something very fast like Noob Cybor's 422 and wolf punish you for wolfing, you know what I mean? So now what I would recommend, okay, what I would recommend is, okay, so forward 1 is -7 alone on its own, which I don't recommend as a good stagger, okay? So you want to look for a mid that has 0 that is a low negative frame move. So we dope. So it's not the back 3, it's not the forward 1, but it is your back 1. Your back 1 is your best mid. Sorry, not your back 1, your back 2, sorry. Your back 2 is your best up close mid. Your best one. Alright, that's how you can check them, since it's -1 and the recovery is 25. And I remember, compared to my rain guide, what I mentioned was to find the best stagger, you need to look for the low negative on block, the low negative such as -1 in this case, or your recovery frames, which has to go from 25 and below. So any number lower than 25 is your best stagger, so to say. Okay, so I would recommend you use your back 2 as a meaty tool. Alright, let's just see what happens if he rolls again. You see, you recovered in time. So the minute he got up during his roll animation, right, as he rolled, the minute he got up, he couldn't punish you, because this is a check move. You want to make sure that this guy is blocking now to respect your turn, in case he tries to wake up, jump, or down, or wake up, down 1, etc. You know. Now, let's see. So, moving on from here, like I said, you can get your meaty with that. Your back. Now we're moving on to the next one. Your back 1, back 1, 2, 1. Right? Yeah. Okay. So that's -7. So if an opponent has like a 6 frame down 1, he can kind of punish this like by 1 frame, just by doing that on block. Okay. But let's look at the properties quick, shall we? So it's mid, overhead, and overhead. So there's 2 overheads at the end. Now I think, let me just see, it takes 17 frames for the first overhead to open up, and 16 frames for the last overhead. So let's find some sort of a fuzzy guard type of strategy here. Okay, so I don't think, I think the perfect tool to use here would be the leopard claw for a mix-up. Okay, but the abilities that I have equipped here does not contain the leopard claw. Okay, but I will get into it. Okay, so for the variation abilities that I have here, it's purely basic. It's just the extra strings, the commando strings, and the snare trap. So if you get your combo, right, you get your damage, and that type of thing. Okay, you know. Okay, I worked it there, but you get the point. Without these abilities, Rambo is completely useless. I'm not gonna lie. He needs these. Alright, so if you're gonna be a Rambo main, or you're gonna pick up Rambo, you need to make sure that you have this. these things in your arsenal. You need these, because this opens mind games. So now it becomes a mind game of either you're gonna get hit by that if you are trying to duck the grab of the 1-2, or you're gonna give me my spacing, or you know, get shimmied, because I can guarantee you somebody will get shimmied by this, and then it turns into a grab mind game. You know, somebody will get shimmied by this. Reason being is because, remember, this is a potential grab and a potential mid, so they are gonna look for the mid, the throw, you know, and then they're not gonna expect to get shimmied by this, or grabbed for that matter. Cool. Right, so this particular variation is pretty simple. I just try to keep it simple for the first variation, but I'm gonna go through everything that I have set already. Okay. Let's go over his base, his base tools. Okay. Okay, let's go. Alright, cool. Let's, shall we? Okay, hunting bow. Okay, cool. Alright, so the down back tool, right? This is, I think it's a fairly good zoning tool. The only issue is it's slow, which is why they accommodated him with the down back 4, which is, I don't know, what do you call these? Down back 4, whip trap. There we go. I think this is actually good. A good keep away move, good keep away tool. Covers a lot of, a hell of a lot of space actually, now that I'm looking at it. Okay, so the mind game, obviously, with Rambo you can play various ways. I had a discussion with Panda last night, and I mentioned to him that Rambo is arguably the most versatile character in the entire game, because he has, if I can work it out in ratios, let's see, Andy, they can't see the arrows on some stages, which is excellent. Laugh out loud. Welcome, Mr. Andy. Yes sir, I fully agree with you. It's hard to see this. I mean, it is slow, but you're right, you can barely see these arrows. Cool. Now, like I was saying too, like I was explaining, so Rambo has a ratio, 100% ratio divided into 25% setup, 25% rush down, 25% zone, and 25% keep away. All right, now keeping in mind, zoning and keep away can be similar, but not 100% the same thing, and I'll explain that as we go along. Okay. Right, so basically his base moves are just the, oh yeah, and the slide. So you can extend this, so you get the mid-range one and you get the far range. You can extend it by holding forward on the back forward 4, sorry. Right, and you just hold forward. Cool. Let's just see this. Oh, and you can obviously cancel. This is actually a very fast cancel with the arrows if you hold down. So it's down back 2, hold down fast, right? Okay, so this is obviously an ender, so I wouldn't recommend using this. As you can see how negative it is on block, -16. I don't recommend you throw this out in the open just like that, unless you hold back, which is actually cool, because I doubt anybody, unless you Sub-Zero or what's it, Nightwolf, or even Shao Kahn and even Rain, right? They can punish this type of move. So you hold that, you do the back forward 4, you roll back, and you got some sort of spacing, but just remember you are negative as hell here, so technically you shouldn't be moving, because by the time you want to move, your opponent is already here. Because I mean, 28 frames, that's half a second, so that consists basically of one dash forward, and then they are in your face and they can do whatever the hell they want, unless of course they are slow and sleeping behind the wheel, which they shouldn't be. So like I said, don't just throw this move out in the open, use it as an ender. Yeah, use it as an ender. Just be very cautious of how you use this move. Trying to get used to the, okay, there we go. Alright, moving on. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so let's go over the tools, shall we? Oops. There we go. One, two, 3, 4, 5. Damn, he has a lot of 2 strings. Gee whiz. And he doesn't have a 4 string at all. He only has 1s, 2s, and 3s in his entire combo attacks. Right. So standing 2. Ooh, this is my. I don't know why, but for some reason, if I were in a real match, if I were to get a down 1, I would just jail with standing 2. You know, because it's so good. Because look there, -2 on block, so you jail that. Alright, so you plus 13 on hit, you can jail that shit. Once again, I will demonstrate. Work on your jailing. Set the computer to neutral duck. Down 1, get your timing in with the standing 2. Right? Boom. And look at that. If he decides to disrespect, or plus 12. Okay, so if you're checking him like this with standing 2, you are plus 12, which means you can jail this again. So I'm going to do this. Oh. Okay, it feels a bit slow. You see, I can jail that like over and over. But okay, as you notice, it has a bit of pushback if you do it on the second attempt. 1. Oh, let's just start again. Damn it. Yeah, it's quite weird on recovery. So I can't reach him from that. Standing 2 hits on frame 1 as well. That's why it's dope. Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. So, yeah, standing 2, it's really good. And it's -3 on the second hit. So it's 2, 2, 2. Right, so this is a very good shimmy. I would say this is a very good shimmy string. Like open up, that type of thing. Like you are threatening your opponent to open up. But because I notice now, it's 22, but it feels so stubby. It's supposed to be. The recovery doesn't feel like 22. It's supposed to be slightly faster. It feels very stubby as I'm letting go of the button and trying to dash. But okay. So down 1, I would jail. Oh, you see, it feels stubby for some reason. I didn't press the standing 2. I'm doing standing 2 and I'm trying to go into back 2. Okay, let's put my inputs on so you guys can see what I'm struggling with. Do you see that? My back 2 didn't come out. So the standing 2 is quite stubby. It has like an extra recovery type of thing on it. That's weird for some reason. That's just weird. Okay, but anyway. Okay, so I would jail standing 2. I would jail standing 2 and then mess around with my back 2 too. As a shimmy. So you jail that, and you get that. Cool. Let's see. So like I explained, your back 2 is your best meaty, your best mid, up close. Right? Up close. And let's see. Yeah, this move, okay? Yeah. This move, it's good, it has great reach, however it has negative points. For example, the string itself is kinda risky on its own. You see that? It has huge gaps. Super huge gaps. So I don't know what NRS was thinking. You can literally poke out of that. Okay, let's see. So that's the forward 2. Okay, let's see what the frame data is if I, let's see the back 2. Okay, so back 2 is the plus 13 as well, which means in jail. So if he's trying to disrespect and you drop mid combo, he has to respect it, because you can jail this. Okay, and then you can obviously hit confirm into your combo extender, which is this, the snare trap. Okay, now your back 2 to 3, -11 on block, and it leaves you up close and personal, so you are open for a punish by anybody's standing 1 or 9 frame mid or whatever the case. Okay. Let's see, I think to stand. So, 1, 2, 3. Alright, now we need to test if there are any flawless block gaps. Okay, no flawless block gap on the 222. No, okay. No flawless block gap in this string, but it is unsafe. This is safe, definitely. Okay. Now let's see what it on offensive. Okay, so you plus 29. All right. So if you get your opponent. Hello, Dia Rasi on Facebook, in the Facebook chat. How's it going? Thanks for tuning into the stream. All right, welcome guys. Where was I? Oh yes. So 222 is an ender in my opinion, because it's a hard knockdown. It's a super hard knockdown. So let's say for instance, okay, you get that. Now look at the spacing. This move alone tells me if I want to insinuate my my zoning, right? Then this is the string I end my combos with. Because like I said, Rambo is a versatile character. He can play up close and he can play the zoning too. The zoning game. You know, with this. So an opponent is forced to guess. But based on the abilities that I have equipped right now, his zoning is not really the best at the moment. But we will get into the other variations as we go along. Cool. Everybody still with me? I know I'm talking a lot and explaining a lot, but this is a guide after all. So far so good. I hope you guys are following along and that the explanations that I'm giving is helpful. Okay. Yeah. So this is a good ender for zoning. However, I think yes, you can. Okay, so you can actually get your meteor as well with your back one. Okay, so you can end like this, back one, just to get that meaty. Okay, so I'm gonna set him to wake up one. Okay, so let's say boom, boom. Oops, sorry, didn't set him yet. Okay, let's see if he's gonna wake up. Okay. Alright, so let's say you got the combo, blah blah blah. Okay, let's see this. Oops. Okay. Okay. So basically, if you juggle your opponent, let's see this. Okay, that obviously won't connect. So let's see this quickly. Okay, if your opponent is being juggled, as you can see, it creates more spacing. It's not just a simple, you know, where you can meaty when he's not being juggled from the air. Alright, but we have just established now that he cannot poke or anything. He has to respect that, since it is so plus on knockdown, which is 29, right? 29 frames on hit. Okay, so just remember this. When he is juggled in the air, there is a lot more spacing, which confirms again that this is meant for zoning. Okay, so you can use the what do you call this again? I forgot what's the name of this move. The yeah, the whip trap, or his the log ability that he has equipped in his arsenal. I don't have it equipped now, but yeah, that could also be utilized for that. Let's see. 2, 2, 1. Okay. I'm pretty sure you can cancel this. Yes. Okay. So now let's see this. Oops. Okay. So that combos. Okay, what I'm trying to do is see if it can connect on... Okay, so I cannot end like that. Alright, I think I know why. So you need to come up with a different strategy for... Oh, let's see this. Okay. Hold on. Wow, that whiffs as well. So what is he supposed to end with if he has this abilities only? Okay, so basically you're gonna have to keep it simple, very simple with this. or let's see. So, oh, okay. All right, there we go. There we go. So it can end. All right. So you plus. Let's see. Oh my word. Okay. Let's see this. I'm messing up. Okay. Nope. That's weird how it's working, really. Okay, let's try this. And that works as well. This is weird. Okay. Let's move on in the meantime. I will figure it out as we go along. So at the moment we don't have a solid ender in this variation. Oh no, wait, I'm lying. We do. I'm lying. My bad, guys. Hold on. So if we were to confirm into a combo, come on. There we go. That's our ender. Okay, that's our combo ender. It's the whip trap, and based on the judging from the distance that it puts us, we will have to make use of the zoning, which is the crossbow, right? Because as you can see, it left us at plus 11 when we ended the combo. So plus 11, which means you got a 14 frame crossbow startup. Okay, so definitely meant for the zoning. However, if you do wish to end your combos in a way that leaves your opponent up close, then you will need to, I think you will need to, let's see, you'll need to sacrifice the ender basically, if you have this ability support. Okay, so technically this is kind of an ender as well, so then you can go in for your meaty since you are plus 22. Cool. Let's see. Okay. Wow, interesting. Okay, so now we have an overhead and we have a mid. Okay. So let's go over this again. That is negative 11 on block, so I don't recommend using this. Don't do the full string basically, right? But let's see. So if you're trying to hit confirm basically, okay, see this, that is the mind game. Okay, so if you're trying to hit confirm and you see he's blocking, -1. So look at the spacing. Alright, pay attention to the spacing. So it's 2, 2, 4, back 2, 2, 4, sorry. You can get a poke out, or you can try to backdash and try to make him whiff. But I know there is a flawless block gap on the last hit, which leaves you at -11. Alright, so now the mind game changes slightly, but now we need to find something to them that makes them not want to flawless block. Okay, so what does he have in his arsenal at the moment? I don't think he has anything to compensate for that right now. So let's try the opponent to do this. Okay, and then this. Okay, so I'm gonna put on random. So I'm gonna try and flawless block. Okay, there we go. So the minute I take my hand, or sorry, my hand. So the minute I take my finger off the block button, then the mid at the end will catch me, because I'm trying to look out for the overhead, right? The overhead -1, like I explained. So it gives you spacing, and you allow negative to mash out a poke and move back. Something quick. Okay. There we go. That's what I thought. So if he tries to take his turn, he will get hit because of that overhead pushback and that low negative. Right. Right, so let's see. You're back 2-2-1. Don't finish this on block, and this, the back 2-4, is a very good space. It gives you good spacing, and it leaves you at low negative so that you can dash backwards maybe, and you know, wolf punish your opponent as I demonstrated now. Or you can just potentially mash out a poke. Since he's down 3, you can reach within that space. Okay. A lot of these strings don't kind of doesn't make sense right now because of the abilities that I have equipped, but as I go along for the next variations that I have equipped, they will make sense eventually. So let's see, 4-2-1-1. Let's see this. 4-2-1. Okay, so your forward 2 is already 13 frames, right? Which is one of his great wolf punishing tools. The second hit is 30 frames on startup. Now I'm thinking to myself, why would they make that a 30 frame startup move? But then I realized he has this. Okay, so now this is arguably one of the best mix-up strings. Okay, so now you want to do forward 2 to mix them up. You can mix them up with the 28 frame slide, and you can still have a rollback to kind of guarantee yourself some spacing. So you got 30 frames here and you got 28 frames there. So in case they're trying to flawless block the hit, right? Since it has a flawless block gap in the second hit, so now I'm going to set him to do that. Let's see. Thought so. Okay, obviously, yeah, as I thought. So that becomes not necessary, but if they're trying to flawless block the second hit, then the low will catch them off guard. So let's see the full. Okay, full string. Okay, so that is also a mix up. Alright, the third hit is an overhead, but it is -10 on block. Gee whiz. So I don't recommend you using this a lot on block, since it has an overhead at the end. So if he's ducking, right, stance, there we go. Yeah, so if he's duck blocking, he will get hit by it. He needs to stand up in order to block. So your mix up becomes this below, and then you can roll back to guarantee yourself a little bit of spacing, you know, even though it's unsafe, like I explained, but the mix up is there. Next string, let's see. Ooh, okay, I did not know we had this. Alright, so this is an ender as well. This is actually very nice. Okay, cool. So that leaves them right in your face, so that you can do the meaty, or you can go for a grab, or you can go for a shimmy, you know. Oops. Oops. There we go. And then, yeah. So you get the idea. So let's just see what is these two strings different. So it's the 4-2-1-1, which is the ender and the overhead, and you get 4-2-4. Oops. Flawless block gap. Okay. 4-2. Alright, this is a good ender for zoning as well. As you can see, it leaves you at +19, and then you are guaranteed the whip trap, and you can start your zoning, even go in, you know, with your slide and roll back. So yeah, I think he's got some very, very good tools. Oh. Sorry guys, I'm just having some water. Let's see. Okay. So out of all of these, all these strings, I would suggest that you use the. Let's see. Let's just highlight these again. Let me just double check. So this string is good for knockdown and to get a shimmy in, you know, a stagger, -2, -3, and then obviously your ender at the end, right? So the back 2 alone is a good stagger, right? I would only recommend you use this to end your combos. And then let's see, there we go, and yeah, you can end it in that. Cool. Now let's see, yeah, that is a good ender. Just be mindful of the gap in the string. Alright, so you can create the mix up of the low and the overhead, which is, let's see, so the overhead is -10. Okay, so I don't recommend it as your first option. Okay, perhaps your second option, perhaps, yeah. Let's see this. Yeah, if you need to hit confirm with your eye and see if they are blocking the first 2 hits, and then I would recommend you do that. But if you are going against a character like Sub-Zero, then he will be able to punish it. So you need to know your matchups, because at the moment he does not have a move that guarantees him fast and great spacing to keep himself safe. Okay, in this variation that I have, this is just a straightforward variation where you hit confirm, you get your launcher, you do your damage, etc., and choose how you want to end it. All right. And then we have the back 3-3 and the back 3 grab, which is a restand. All right, so let's see, back 3 on its own, it's -1, so you cannot use this as a stagger if it's on hit. Your back 3-3 is +9, so that tells me that your forward one will cover that spacing, or even, yeah, even your back one if you're fast enough. So on hit, if you just drop this, you can just be like, you know, stagger to check if they are blocking or not. So if you do a combo like this, or whatever the case, let's just make an example. So get your combo, whatever, boom, bam. Now he's standing, right, instead of being juggled in the air, and that leaves you at +10. Okay, at this range, your best move would be your back 1. Okay, oops. So yeah. Okay. Boom, boom, and your back 1 too. So you can hit confirm that. Let's see. 2 overheads. Okay, just remember there's 2 overheads at the end. So you hit confirm that if he's blocking. Let's just see. Yeah. So now you want to go in, you hit confirm it, there's your combo. Plain and simple, but again, let's see. Okay, alright. That's gonna be a gimmick actually. I'm not gonna say you should do that, because on a high level people will be able to see the, yeah. So yeah, this is your go-to. So if you see your opponent blocking on the first 2 hits, okay, you can make that into a mix-up. So instead of going mid overhead, you go mid overhead low. Okay, and then you can hold back to guarantee yourself some spacing. Okay, just to give yourself some breathing room. Like I said, this move is unsafe, but for this variation that I have set, it's plain and simple. You need to know your matchup, so you cannot use this against characters like maybe Cetrion, Sub-Zero, and anybody that has like a fast dashing move that controls a lot of space. Alright, yeah, so that's basically it for the first variation that I have. Now let's move on to the next one. Sorry guys, I know that was quite long, but I just needed to go over the strings, etc., which is why it took so long on the first go. So now we have variation 2. Okay, let me just set the background. There we go. I like this background, gives me makes everything clearer. Alright, now in this variation we have, once again, we have the commandos. Let's see, we have the commandos, which is the that I explained with the 1-2 grab, or the forward 1-2 grab, you know. So let's see this. Yeah, right. So your forward 1, I forgot to explain this. The forward 1-2-2, alright, that is your meterless launcher, but it is unsafe on block. -30. Okay, so anybody can just dash up and just punish you for doing that. So this is why I say he needs the commando ability. He needs it because he needs the mind game behind it. So if your opponent is now, let's set them stance, hold, duck, because in this game, like I explained, people tend to duck while block while they're ducking. Okay, so now say for instance your opponent thinks you are going for the launcher, which is going to essentially make you vulnerable and open for a punish, but now the mind game becomes a forward 1-2 grab. Alright, so this is why I say commando is a necessity in this, in his character build. You need to have this. Alright, so now I'm gonna set the computer to the launcher, and I'm gonna set him to the grab, so I will have to guess. Okay, so now I'm gonna put it on random. You didn't play back. Okay, so I guessed right, but you can kind of fuzzy it, kinda. Okay, alright, you see that? So you can kind of fuzzy it. Let's see the starter frames. So it's 20 frames on the launcher and 18 frames on the grab. So there is a 2-frame difference, or a 2-frame fuzzy guard opportunity for you to determine whether he's going to do the grab or he's going to do the launcher. Good day, Mr. Wellington. Show demise. What? Show demise? I don't quite understand what you are saying, Mr. Wellington. On the Facebook chat, but could you please explain as I go on? Okay, so now let's see, what else do I have equipped here? Okay, yeah, this is the part that I like about this variation. Okay, let us go over this again. This is where more mind games are set into play. Alright, so your 1-2-1, as I explained, gives you space, gives you the mind game of the grab. 1-2 overhead, which is safe. Let's see, and this. Okay, so now let's say for instance your opponent is kind of fuzzing the grab, like he can spot out the grab, or you can kind of punish this. And the way to practice your fuzzing, so let me just go back to this string quickly. So it's the grab and the launcher. Okay, let's see. Right, so basically what I'm doing is I take my, here we go. So as you can see, I'm taking my, let me show you my commands. Taking my finger off the button after the second hit. But the minute I see his arm, or the way how he's, the animation, right, then I put my finger back on the block button. You see? So I'm letting go. You see? If you look carefully, you can see I'm not blocking for a split second. Okay. Just watch my commands. Oh. You see? So it is quite easy to kind of fuzzy go that on a high level play. So I don't recommend it I don't recommend doing either options unless you have the next move, which I'm about to show you, the shoulder roll. Okay, so now your mind games become more advanced and it has more options. Okay, because shoulder roll, which is this move. Okay, so you can do this as the mid, which is safe, so that is not going to be your first option on the roll. Okay, so your first option I would recommend is to meter burn the roll on the on block, whatever the case, because now you have access to a mid, right? I'm sorry, not a mid, a overhead, and it is plus at certain distances. Sorry, it can be plus, but for now it is neutral, and it costs you 1 offensive bar. All right. So now, if you trying to insinuate this mix up, now your opponent is scared to, keeping in mind this is a mid, right? So now your opponent is going to be conditioned to block the grab. In other words, he's not going to want to block, sorry, he's going to want to let go of his block and just hold down so that he can punish you for that. Now your mind game becomes this. Alright, your overhead, and like I said, it's +1 now. So now at this spacing you can pretty much go in for your pressure, which is your back 3 or your forward 2, because it covers so much range, right? So what I would do if I was the Rambo player, right, I would do stuff like this, and then go in for my pressure, you know, keep them guessing, etc., that type of thing. I know it costs a lot of meter, but it is effective. It has its uses, right? So now once you notice that your opponent is, let's see, in a game like this people are conditioned to block low, so the chance of them getting hit by this is very high, very likely. Okay, so whether they get hit or they get blocked, you are still guaranteed either your spacing or your frame advantage. Alright, so now you are +34, and that is your go-to. Alright, or you can zone them out with a crossbow. Cool. Right, so once you have them conditioned to block, and you know, to block the overhead, because now it's a case of, okay, this guy's not gonna do the, it's a case of he's not gonna do the grab, or he's not gonna do launcher because he has the shoulder roll. Okay, now keeping in mind you can interrupt this, which is why I feel that NRS has installed the cancel, or the traveling. You can set the distance of how far he wants to travel. So let's say from here. So you hold, so the back forward 4, you hold it forward, then you will travel further, and you hold down to cancel. Okay, just to guarantee yourself some spacing so that you can possibly zone, or whatever the case, you know. Yeah, let's see. Once you have them conditioned to block, now you can go for your grab mix up. Okay, and this is where Rambo becomes extremely dangerous, because now you have something that can guarantee you some space. You have a mix up with the overhead, and now you have the command grab, which is his other ability that I equipped, which is the down back forward 1. Alright, so now you have to be if you're gonna play Rambo with this variation that I said, the full bar command grab, the shoulder roll, and the commando with the extra strings, you are basically a machine in this variation. Alright, so every move you make is gonna consist of grappling. So in the neutral, your opponent is gonna be he's kind of gonna have to be conditioned, so you need to abuse the command grab. So I would recommend that you use it in a sense like you do maybe a jump in and then, okay, let's just set him to stance hold. Yeah. So you say for instance you go for a jump in, right? And now your next move should be immediately the command grab. Alright, but obviously you need to turn that into a mind game. So this is just some tips and tricks or whatever. You need to jump in standing 1, right? So you're standing 1, 19 recovery frames. Yeah, 19 recovery frames, and it's -1 on block. Just to check if he is blocking. Alright, jump in, standing 1, command grab. And you need to be ruthless with this command grab. You need to make them want to jump. And then you mix it, then you change up the mix up with your forward advancing attacks. Okay, so you need to be extremely ruthless with your command grab if you're going to play with this variation tool set that I have. So now you're gonna go forward 1 2 into a grab, because now in your opponent's mind he is so conditioned to jump and avoid this command grab because you are abusing it so much. Now your mix-up becomes that again, because remember, at the end of this string he can just duck, right? He can just duck because now you're trying to do the grab, but now that's your mix-up. Okay, and look how far I roll. Look how far I'm rolling. Let's see if we can set react to a down 1 perhaps. Okay, let's see if we can. Okay, you see, so because I have the ability to roll, and he cannot punish me at all as I'm rolling. The roll is so fast. You see, I'm punishing his attempt for trying to interrupt the roll with his down 1, which is why I say the shoulder roll is very good, because number 1, look at that spacing. Look at how far I can reach him with my crossbow, and look at the guaranteed spacing that I have, which is +1, and look how far I am coming. I can do stuff shit like this, go in for a jump in and do that, you know, go in and then go. Obviously he's doing that now, but you know what I mean. So you can go for a jump in, command grab, standing 1 over it. Alright, you can mix them up totally. You have to make them guess. For their life. Either they're gonna take the command grab, or they're gonna be conditioned. You know what I mean? Yeah, so you become a grapple machine in this variation. And also it guarantees you mobility. Okay, let's just go over the strings one last time, because I think there might be more to unravel. Let's see. Boom. Oh yes, okay. Now you're standing 1 to 1. Okay. Now we know that there's a flawless block gap at the end where your opponent can launch you, and it can be risky, or you can mix them up with that. So they will be looking out for the flawless block opportunity, right? Or they will be looking out for the grab, right? Which they can obviously neutral duck. So now your mind games, like I said before, your mind games just hinges totally, all because of this move. And then you can even cancel it. It costs you a defensive bar and you go in for a grab. So oops. You know, mind grab, mind grab, wow, okay. Mind games, command grab, shimmy, you know, that type of thing. Okay, don't do the mid, this one, don't do that, it's very unsafe. Don't do the mid. So you will definitely spend most of your time doing the overhead, alright, just to guarantee yourself some space or even hit advantage if they get hit. And let's say now, for instance, they do get hit by the overhead, right? Alright, let's see. So yeah, let's say they get hit by the overhead, alright? Now at this range, okay, at this range, now you can insinuate your zoning, okay? So obviously the only way to evade the zoning itself, you going, or the arrows in this case, you have to just either neutral duck or just hold down basically. Let's set into duck. So obviously at this range they're gonna try to avoid that, or they have to look out for that, which is a mid, okay? But now you can cover the spacing simply by doing this, alright? You cancel it, and then you go for your stagger again, okay? The chances of them reacting to this, it's very yeah, a very low percentage of them reacting to it, because remember, like I said, you have this move, the overhead. You can mix them up totally, alright? So they're gonna be looking out for that overhead. Now you cancel it and now you go for your command grab, right? So now you cancel it, command grab. Let's just see what the recovery frames is of this. Alright, so your recovery frames is 10 frames if you cancel the shoulder shoulder roll. Okay, so that is very good. That's very good. And then you go in for your pressure, you know, that type of thing. Yeah, I think this is a really dope ability to have. If I were to main Rambo, I would definitely use the shoulder roll. So now let's turn it to a defensive perspective. Okay, so let's set him to maybe zone it out. All right, and now you see that. So now he's trying to zone me, and I can counter it with my roll because I go under it. And this is where I say you should use the mid, okay? Because if the crushing blow of that is if you get, yeah, it says the crushing blow triggers if this attack counters or punishes an attack, right? So specifically speaking, if you are getting zoned out, right, that will crushing blow and punish him, and you can get a free launcher combo for that, etc., and you do your damage, whatever the case. But I think this could be useful towards characters such as I think I tested this out yesterday against Sonya, so let's try this.
Rambo. Sonya.
Yeah, let's try this. Okay, so now I'm going to start zoning. Okay, just start zoning me, etc., etc. Alright, do you see that? You obviously need to have very good reactions. Okay, you need a good reaction if you're going to utilize the shoulder roll. So you need to anticipate, okay, I'm fighting against a good zoner and I can challenge them with this, okay? But now if it comes to a point where you are baiting that mid projectile of zoner. So this is, the first one is a high, the second one is a mid, so I have to block the second one. But now if I am looking for it, right? If I'm looking out for the mid, okay, so that's not working. So guys, just pay attention to this. So if you do the shoulder roll, sorry, right, and you notice that I'm getting hit by the mid, that's only because I'm not utilizing the close roll. Okay, now for some odd reason there's a slight difference when it comes to there's a difference when it comes to setting distance like this. So if I do this, right, so that's the normal shoulder roll. Okay, oops. So like I said, you need to have sharp reactions for this. If you press the shoulder roll and hold back, you will cover just enough space at this range. Alright, you might just recover faster other than doing the extended traveling priorities of the shoulder roll, right? So this could be a very useful tool. You could even do that just to counter her zoning when she tries to insinuate her zoning. Okay. Alright, let me just see something. Nope. Ah, come on. Oops. Alright. Okay. So it is very fast. Okay, so if you're fighting against a character that has a high mid, okay, then I wouldn't recommend this as your first go-to. Alright? But if it's a character that only has high projectiles, then definitely by all means using this so that you can get that crushing blow. Cool. Obviously you have this as your first option to counter zone them, and then you go in, get your mix up going, the overhead going, etc, etc. So there's quite a lot of potential when covering space with Rambo. Like I said, he's very good up close, very strong, worth punishing character. The list goes on, or the possibilities goes on with Rambo in particular.
Rambo.
Okay, let's go again. Oops, hold on. Okay. Let's see. The two strings. Yeah. So, like I explained, guys, the shoulder roll is arguably one of his best tools in this game, because I mean, all your strings that consist of 3 hits, right? On the second hit you can turn this into a total new mind game. So he's gonna expect maybe on block he's gonna expect the third hit as a knockdown, and then you can just roll it out, turn it, and then roll it up close, get your command grab going. So now your overhead, right, the one that has the flawless block gap, which I recommended that you don't do often, especially in a high level match. Okay, so now you guarantee yourself some space and you turn it into a different mind game. This, like I said, do not use that as your first go-to on hit, right? Because it is very negative. So now you're covering space and you insinuate your command grab. Let's see. This is your last resort type of string. Okay, so let's say for instance now you're 4-2-1-4. Okay, so I would recommend you use this if you don't necessarily have any more bar. So like I said, you're on defense if your opponent is blocking, so he's gonna expect you to do something unsafe or something he can flawless block. Let's see this quickly. Something you can flawless block, and then your mind game changes, you know what I mean, that type of thing. That has a flawless block gap, so you know what I mean. So now say for instance you already going back and forth in the heat of the moment, and now you got like two balls that you've already spent. You're getting your pressure, you're getting your command grab in, and now let's say you don't have any more bar left. Then this is when I say yes, you use this mid, because it is safe and you're basically giving up your turn right there. So you need to be ruthless with your shoulder roll and your command grab, stagger, etc, etc. There's quite a lot of possibilities to cover with this character. All because of the shoulder roll. So, oops. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Back 3-3 stagger into this guarantees you your spacing, etc, etc, your zoning, this, that, whatever, you know. Let's see, moving on to the next variation. Jonathan James Rambo. Alright. Let's see. Right, this is the yes, the claymore variation. Right. Let us untick this. Okay. And just change the setting. Okay, this is fine. Alright, so in this variation, the third variation that I have set out here consists of this hard hitting zoning. They are all highs, but they are good keep away tools, since you have the mid and you have the high, so they need to guess. Alright, so this is like a good zoning and keep away. I would say mixed, first zoning and then a little bit of rushdown and a little bit of setups, that type of mind game. Right, so you in this with this abilities, right, just take a good look, the hidden M60, the claymore and the commando. If you have these abilities, who want to be, you know, in depending on your matchup, obviously, if you know somebody or character that has poor zoning tools, right, you can insinuate your zoning with this and be completely annoying with it, similar to Rambo. I'm not Rambo, sorry, Robocop, right? His zoning is just as crazy. So it's a mind game of whether they are going to duck your machine guns or they're gonna get hit by the what is this called again? I can't. What is it? Warp trap? Yeah. Right, and now say for instance this is now your entire playing field. So now your claymore, you see that Nobody can see that. On if you place your claymore, that's unblockable. As you can see, even I can get hit by it. It's unblockable. It's guaranteed 6% if somebody steps on it. So now you have to play defensive in this particular variation or this set of tools. So now you want to be you basically want to get your like down one. See if you can get, maybe play around with your throws, strings, you know, with the commando ability, right? And then for the most part you want to play keep away in a sense of, okay, say for instance you get this damn it. And now you want to place your claymore, right? Because you've got so much space control now if you got your combo down. Right, so now you can make it even twice as hard for your opponent to come near you by amplifying it, and now you cannot see where this thing is. Now you're zoning, alright? You are zoning him out. You placed the claymore there, and now he wants to come in. And keeping in mind, say for instance I'm still zoning him, and now he doesn't know that I placed the claymore there because you cannot see it. So it's kind of sneaky. It is very sneaky in this variation. So let's see, let's say for instance if I'm going to record myself, or if I can record computer. So let's say for interest's sake I get this knockdown, right? Okay, now I'm trying to zone at all costs, trying to keep him away, right? Cool, trying to zone, keep him away. Now me on the defensive side, now okay, now the mind game is here. Okay, now I need to, you see how hard it is for me to come in. So once again, this is your strategy when it comes to having these two combinations of zoning, etc. You see how hard it is for me to get in. So the minute you as the Rambo player get yourself a knockdown like this, alright, and now you wanna, you see, I'm trying to come in, but because of that claymore, he can just play defensive all day, and I can possibly take all this chip and just keep repeating the same strategy. Cool. So you basically gonna frustrate your opponent with keep away. Do you see how annoying that is? So yeah, I don't know what's coming. I don't know what's coming, whether it's the machine guns, the whip trap, or even the claymore that is being heavily disguised, right? The claymore can be used in so many different ways, especially in the corner. So let's take this to the corner. To the right. So let's say for instance now you get a combo. Oops. Yeah. Say for instance you get a combo. Okay. I wonder if this is possible. I never even tried this. Yes. There we go. Okay, so remember that's a hard knockdown, so that's guaranteed 29 hit advantage, and it takes 26 frames to get your claymore out. So if you end your combos like this, I'm even gonna set him to wake up so I can prove to you that you are doing this. So hold on. Oh, come on. Let's see. Okay, it's very come on. It's very harsh on the recovery. Let's see. Okay, alright, so let's see. Let's find a way. So let's see if we can get this up. So you move back, and just like that your claymore is out. So now he cannot get out, basically. He needs to jump for his life. He needs to jump for his life to get out of this situation. But now here's the beautiful part about this, is that if I am on the defensive side, so now let's say my opponent got me here, right? And now so now this is me being on the defensive side. I don't know what's coming. you see, I'll get hit by that, and the keep away becomes real. And he'll check me with that if I try to jump again. So Rambo is quite dangerous in the corner. You see? Once again, just to demonstrate what you can come up with. What do? I can possibly zone back, right? But I'm still in the corner. I need to wait for that detonator to go away. And if I try to even jump the claymore, I could still be getting destroyed. So let's see. You see, I tried to jump that now, and it was, and because of the hitbox on that thing, do you see the pressure? This becomes very scary in the corner, because now it becomes a reset or set play type of mind game, where you can literally just keep your opponent in the corner all day. See something? Ah, there we go. This is where your back 2-2-1 string comes in handy now. Let's see this. That's 4-3. I'm trying to do so it's the launcher. Okay, so that won't work. Okay, so let's go with this. Alright. Down one. Do you see that? He tried to wake up, but instead he was in a setup already. So even didn't show that he was punished. The fact that I have this out. Do you see? The mind game or the set play thereof. And then I can take out another one because he got hit, and then keep on the set play on the defense. Place another one and then be annoying with my zoning again. Cool. Oops. But I hope you guys get the idea of where I'm going with this. In terms of having the variations, just like I said, guys, the commando ability is essential for Rambo. If you're going to be a Rambo main or a Rambo, yeah, if you're gonna pick up Rambo, or if you're going to main him, or whatever the case, I highly recommend that the commando is essentially should be equipping, because then you can get access to different mind games, etc, etc. And then obviously with your other abilities that you can utilize to determine what game plan or gameplay like what type of style you are going for if you want to utilize Rambo. So like I said in the beginning of the guide, he is by far the most versatile character in this game, because I mean, he has command grabs, he has the setups, he has the keep away, the zoning, and he literally has everything in this game. His mids are great as well. So character with great mids and great overall performance makes him quite dangerous as a character. So the fourth variation that I have here, Lone Wolf. Let's see. Yeah, strike. Okay, so artillery strike. This could also be a great creep away tool, but it's not the same like the unblockable. So if you're gonna use this, hold on, let's see. Oops. Ah, come on, trying to do this combo now. Let's see if it hits him while he wakes up jump. Yeah, there's the move. Ah, okay, let's just say he gets the knockdown. Okay, I'm trying to test if he gets hit. Okay, let me do it. Oh. Oops. Let me try to. Ah, come on. There we go. Okay. What? Wow. Look how fast the stuff is. Okay, so you can jump it, but then again the setup, if you're going to play at this, let's say you play at this range with this setup, right? And now you're trying to, and if he's trying to jump, you have your arrows to compensate for that, to keep him away. I mean, look, if he gets hit by that, he might get comboed like that, you know what I mean? And once again, you still have your whip trap. So as you can see, he has the machine gun. If you, like I said, Rambo is like a very versatile character in the sense where he has, like I said, he has keep away, he has rush down with a command grab, etc. He has zoning, and now he has setups. So what you can potentially do with Rambo over character, you can combine the setup, you can combine the machine guns that I showed in the previous variation. You can be versatile with different abilities depending on what your game plan is. And as you can see, if he blocks the grenade setup. Okay, let me just see this quick. Alright, so full screen, your back forward 2. Alright, your grenades have different placement properties. So you can throw one from close, you can throw one from mid range, and you can throw one from far. So 62 on block. If he blocks this, you are plus 62, which means you can go in for your mix up with your overhead, etc, etc. Right? And especially if you have your command grab with this type of with this setup, the grenade. So he has to block all this, and then you can go for a mid or the command grab variation. You play around with the abilities on what exactly you want out of the, or what you want to achieve out of the character. Let's see. Oh, yeah, so I equipped the shoulder, yeah, I equipped the shoulder roll because, as I said, you are plus 60 if you come across different ranges. Let's see how plus you are here. You plus 59, I mean 58, sorry. So again, technically 60. So for a few 1 second, you can do your shoulder roll. Mind game, you can be very mobile with this, you know what I mean? So you can be mobile in a sense of, and then back up, get that setup going, and then start zoning, etc, etc. There is so many possibilities with this character. As I've said this throughout the entire stream thus far, he is by far the best. He is by far the only character in the game that has different variety, and you can jumble it around how you want to play. You can be annoying as hell, ruthless as hell, or strict keep away. So yeah, I only equip this setup and the shoulder roll just to give him some guaranteed mind games with spacing, and obviously the commando, which again is essential. Let's see, and then we have Raven. All these references, all these variation names has good references to his movies, so yeah. Let's see. So we got this, that. Alright. There we go. Now this is the ultimate keep away variation. This Raven variation that I have, okay, this is the ultimate keep away, because as I've explained, you can do your zoning, you can do your claymore and keep them away. If they try to jump, if they are trying to jump that, and you know, you can catch them off guard with the machine guns. Now they're trying to jump over the what's it? The claymore. I'm player 2, and you see what happens. Basically, I'm trying to progress as the defensive player, and this guy is keeping me out because he has the claymore. So I'm gonna set this up now. So let's say, for instance, I get hit with all of this, right? Right now, I'm trying to insinuate my zoning with this guy. Okay. Oops. All right. So now, let's do this here. Okay. So now, I'm trying to jump over. Nope, not gonna happen. And now I'm trying to jump again. Okay, that was a mistake, but you get the idea. So now I'm trying to jump over. Oh, so you can actually jump over a log, but nevertheless, the mind game is there. Alright, the potential is there to insinuate your keep away and your zoning mind game. Very, very strong character indeed. And yeah, that's basically it, guys. So I don't think I used all the abilities, because I think there is a what's it, leopard crawl ability, where he crawls on the floor. It's yeah, so I don't think that's really a very good ability. I only think it's good for in terms of a slight mix-up, but then again, you can kind of poke him out of it. So I'll try to explain it now. Let's just go over this. Let's see. Okay, so let's say, for instance, okay, yeah, leopard crawl and that, and yeah, let's just say, for argument's sake, I have this variation equipped with these specific abilities, right?
Rambo.
Alright. Alright, so now we got the abilities, we got commander, we got that. Now we got the leopard crawl. Alright, so let's highlight each one of these. Okay, so leopard crawl, this move, yeah, it looks really weird. I'm not gonna lie, this looks super weird to me. Yeah, so basically, what you leopard crawl, alright? So now you've got your strings where they are mix-ups, right? Let's see, which one is it? Yeah, the overhead. So it's mid, overhead, overhead. Now you can go for mix-up such as throw, which is a low, or you can go for a low mix-up like that. You see, I'm not sure if I saw this correctly, but somewhere on Twitter, somebody posted that because of leopard crawl, your opponent even use like his mids against you. So let's just test that theory quickly. So oops. Okay, certain mids I see. Alright, so this is a mid. This forward move is a mid, so he can negate certain mid streams depending on how the hitbox is adjusted, or how the hitbox or what the hitbox region is, or should I say, yeah. So this can be useful against certain characters with mid attacks. You can just negate it and punish them with your low or your grab. Let's see, what else can you do? Okay, so back forward 4 and the parry. So now you come across an opponent that is trying to poke you out. Alright. So now you come across an opponent that's trying to poke you out for this mix-up, and he's getting used to seeing the mix-up strings that you are insinuating. Now it becomes a mind game. Now you parry. Alright. So parry is like a counter move where if they hit you grab, you somewhat in the animation, you somewhat grab the attack, and then you know, you counter the moves and they get hit instead. So now this becomes a very scary mind game. And if Rambo has been traveling for a long period of time like this, then he gets access to a crushing blow. So let's say a sweep distance of this much. If he crawls like this and you zoning him, for example, then he gets access to that. 26%, not bad. I do think they should shorten the distance though on this. This could also be a potential good ender as well. So I know I've seen this combo somewhere, but what else does he have? Where did I see this combo? Nope. Oops. Okay, I know that's possible, but I'm trying to remember how the hell they did it. Ah, there we go. Okay. So you can do that. Or you can try to do the grab. I know there is a way you can do it. I know I've seen it somewhere. Perhaps in the corner. Oops, perhaps. So really? Okay. I know it's possible. I know. Okay, let's see this. Okay. I'm not exactly sure what the combo is, but I know you can end it in this string, right? So I think Raptor FGC, on YouTube, in the NRS community, he posts guides and contents like this. I think in his video I've seen it where you can end your combo with the leopard claw throw. But yeah, guys, overall this is basically my take on Rambo. So which concludes us to the end of the guide. Alright, I know this was quite long, but I needed to get all the information out there for just to explain and give you guys ideas on how to utilize this character. As I've said, he is a very, very, very good versatile character. You can, like I said, the 100% ratio, 25% rushdown, 25% zoning, keep away, setups, and you can flip the ratios however you want to. So you can go with a 30% rushdown, whereas you can insinuate the grabs or the grab strings and the setups and the log and the claymore especially. You can jumble around how you want to play this character. Right, for those that just joined the stream, you guys are a bit late. But yeah, so this will be the end of this guide stream. So you guys that just joined now on the Facebook stream, this is the end. This will conclude my Rambo ultimate guide. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be ending this stream so that I can save this video as as a separate take. But I will be streaming some online matches now after this, so stay tuned, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next guide. Right.